Disney princesses for raising rape awareness. So if you guys have been on the website is called Saint Hoax, and it's pretty thought-provoking. And the new images that have been uploaded are of these famous Disney princesses that we all know, very nostalgic, and then you see them, some of them being forced to kiss villains, others like Ariel being forced to kiss her father, and each poster also includes a sad statistic, a very alarming statistic on rape, such as, quote, 46% of minors who are raped are victims of family members. And then the artist on her website, she explains the campaign. She writes, quote, an awareness campaign targeting minors who have been subject to sexual abuse by a family member. The aim of the poster series is to encourage victims to report their cases in order for the authorities to prevent it from happening again. Rather than doing the 5 words or less, because this is a serious topic, let's just have an unfiltered conversation about it. So what did you guys think about the campaign and the artist's intent?
I hadn't seen any of these parts of these movies.
What?
I hadn't seen any of these the sections of these movies depicted in the...
Brett!
So I thought we were supposed to be serious about this, Brett.
Can I get through the comedy bit first?
Yeah,
okay,
fine.
I've been drawing posters like this for years.
What?
Yes. Posters like this for years to raise awareness. And My Little Pony, this one, I don't know if you guys can see here. It's Nemo and his dad 69ing each other.
Brett,
I'm not okay with this.
It's not like
Bart Simpson and I think we can blur this one out, but Bart Simpson and his mom.
Brett, please tell me that you have not been drawing this.
For years, I've been drawing things like this. I don't know, anyone who thinks that this is like shocking hasn't been to the rest of the internet.
Why do you think that, what's the point?
I think the point is, like, it's not a marketing strategy or campaign. It's not to shock people. It's art.
I didn't read the whole article.
There you go. It's an art installation.
Coming to work today, Brett.
It's a message that an artist is trying to get across by using not public character, like widely known characters.
People know.
But
yes, I get it. Yeah, and I'm sorry. We'll go back and eliminate the fun part. But yes, I get it. People are tapping into what a lot of folks identify as the sacred elements of childhood, something that's pretty much innocence, the Disney characters, and tapping into the innocence and happiness of your childhood that you cherish there, and kind of ruining it the way that, you know, incest and you know, ruins a kid's life.
For me, it was one of those moments where I'm not going to castigate you for making a joke, because I do think that sometimes when something is very heavy, it's my way of coping with it too, to kind of cut that and just like laugh at it for a second. But it's also where I thought, finally, Photoshop used for something positive, where it's not a positive message in terms of, hey, rape should happen, but it's positive in terms of bringing awareness to it. We like to pretend and not talk about this. It's something that's uncomfortable and it's ugly, so people like to pretend it doesn't happen. You know, or God forbid, the victims that experience this, they feel alone in this. And when you see a statistic like that quoted, it kind of helps to go, okay, 46%. So maybe I'm not alone if this is something that someone has gone through. Maybe that gives them the courage to maybe seek help.
Exactly.
And see, 100%, because when I saw, first of all, the images were really alarming to me, because like you said, you know, these are characters where I grew up with Ariel, and I would never imagine her being forced to kiss her father. So to me, it did grab my attention, and it was thought-provoking. And then to have it paired with such a even more alarming statistic, to me, I thought, wow, I do think that this could impact someone. If there is somebody out there who is suffering from abuse, and they see that statistic and they don't feel so alone, and they can then, I don't know, is there a hotline on there? That would make it even better. And I think is there?
Even statistics would have been wonderful too, because another statistic that I was aware of, it's something like 80-something% of sexual assault happens from people, not strangers. It's people that women know that attack them. And so that was another statistic that I thought would have been powerful to include on posters like this, just to really hit home. Not that, you know, all men are bad and all that. It's not about ripping men to shreds. It's about recognizing that
happens.
there's a real thing that happens,
Well, a lot of
and it needs attention, and we need to talk about it instead of brushing it under the rug and pretending that, oh, that's just something that happens to bad people, or somehow you deserve this.
We have to talk about it, and that's why I think this campaign is so powerful, because more oftentimes than not, a lot of people that are abused sexually have this fear that if they come out, that they will be ostracized or they will be blamed. And
I've seen it. Sorry to
too.
interrupt you. I've actually seen it. I have a very close friend who was sexually assaulted, and when she, at my urging, and I'm by her side, when we talked about this publicly and tried to get help for this and get the person prosecuted, I was shocked at how many women as well
blame the victim.
Blamed her.
That's so weird.
And I was like,
I can't believe that.
It was insane.
Maybe that's my reaction, is I just can't believe that there are people who, like, for me, it just seems so cut and dry. Like, if you do that, that's bad. And everyone should say that that's bad. And the fact that people don't. Like, when I see drawings like this, my honest reaction is like, wait a minute. So if someone gets molested by a family member, there are people who don't think this is bad, or won't admit that this is bad,
or won't talk about it, or won't deal with it, or won't punish the perpetrator,
or they'll be blind to it. And that's why I hate that there's a statute of limitations for rape victims or sexual abuse victims. There shouldn't be one, period, because sometimes it could take a year, 2 years, 10 years to finally get the courage to come out.
And also because like murder, like there's no statute of limitations with murder, right? If you killed somebody in 1901, you can still be prosecuted, assuming you were still alive. But with rape, the person is living with that crime every day.
Right, there's no statute of limitations on the
I'm over it now, I'm
rape.
fine. Exactly. So there shouldn't be on the prosecution of the crime either.
You want to end with your story? Because you said you had a story to tell.
Yeah,
and we'll end on that note.
So when I went to court to deal with my sexual assault case, which was messed up in itself, but there was a little girl who went up to the judge right before me, and she couldn't get a restraining order against her landlord, who had, we don't know. Like, it was bad. She was crying. This little girl was sobbing. They had no proof, so they couldn't grant her a restraining order. That was like literally the only reason I got one, is because I had proof. But nobody else that day. I was listening to it all day long. All these people were sharing their stories. Nobody got a restraining order. And this poor little girl, she was like, the judge was like, well, have you moved away? And she was like, yeah, we moved away. But I still have to live with what happened. And she's like, and they couldn't.
Wants justice.
And she's like, well, you moved away, so that's all we can do for you. So it's done and dealt with.
It's tough.
Shake it off.
Because what you want is justice.
Right.
Unfortunately, justice works on a whole different level, and everything needs proof. That's a tough position for the justice system to be in, because if someone stole something, you need proof of them having stolen it. That doesn't mean just because you can't get the legal justice that you want, that you can't get the help that you need. So you need to go try to find that.
And that's an important distinction.
And it's going to be harder if you don't have the justice. You got to be prepared for it to be harder. There's no closure.